guys! So like I promised in my last video, I am here to do the highly requested summer 2012 book haul. I have read some of these books because for me it's already kind of summertime and I've had a lot more time for reading, but a lot of these books I have not read because I recently purchased them for my summertime reads this year. So it's a good combination of books I have read and books I have not read, so if you'd like to hear anything about any of these books in a more detailed review, then definitely let me know and leave a comment requesting it because I don't know exactly which ones you'd like to hear more of, so if there's a really highly requested one out of the ones that I show you, then I will definitely be doing more reviews this summer. So thank you to everyone who requested me doing this video. I hope it puts you in the summertime mood, and for those of you who are already in the summertime, I hope it makes you more excited to read books this summer. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy and let's get started. Alright guys, so the first book I'm going to show you is one that I'm very excited to talk about and show you guys because I'm currently reading it and I love it so far. I'm actually almost done. So the book I'm talking about is The Golden Lily by Richelle Mead, and this is the sequel to Bloodlines. As most of you probably know, Richelle Mead wrote the very exciting and popular series known as Vampire Academy. It takes place in the same world with a whole new plot, so we're still able to experience the world of Vampire Academy, but in a different alternate point of view. So I'm loving this series so far. The sequel is amazing. You can't read this one before Vampire Academy because it'll give away major spoilers, so definitely read Vampire Academy first and then check out this series because it's just as good. Apparently there's a few more books in the series. I think there's 6 in total, so I'm very excited for more books in this series to come out. So far, it's amazing. Alright guys, so the next book I'm going to talk about, I have actually already read. The one I'm talking about is Bittersweet by Ockler. And as you guys probably know, I read 2 of her previous books, which was 20 Boy Summer and Fixing Delilah, and I absolutely love those 2, and I was really excited to see how this one would kind of live up to those ones, and I feel that this one was so special in its own ways, and I don't think I liked it more than Fixing Delilah or 20 Boy Summer, but it was seriously just as good. This is definitely a great summer read, even though it takes place in the winter time. I still felt it did such a good job of being a light summertime enjoyable kind of read, so definitely check this out. I gave it 5 out of 5. It was full of really enjoyable moments, great characters, and a really sweet plot. I'll give you a little warning, this book is filled with cupcakes, so it definitely made me want to eat some cupcakes during this book, and yeah, it's really good, so definitely check it out. So the next book I'm going to show you is a sequel that I've been very excited to get my hands on. And the book I'm talking about is A Rise by Tara Hudson, and this is the sequel to Hereafter. And this cover is so great. When I saw it for the first time, I was totally mesmerized by it, and I think it's even better than the first one. It looks a little bit more realistic. So Hereafter was a great first book in the series. It's kind of like a ghost story mixed with a love story. I'm very excited to read this. Definitely check out Hereafter if you're interested in seeing something that involves a girl who has to try to find herself after she passes away, and that's because she still exists in the place where she did die, and she has to remember more of herself, and she gets the help from a boy, and it turns into this love story that is really exciting and really captivating, so definitely check it out. So the next book I'm going to show you is Bitterblue by Kristin, Cashore, and this is the sequel to Gracling and also the companion to Fire. So altogether she has 3 books. To read this one, I would recommend reading Gracling first because there's a character from Gracling that we now follow in this one, but Fire can be read after or before. It doesn't really matter because Fire follows a whole new plot and all different characters. So I read Gracling over a year ago, like maybe over 2 years ago. It's been a very long time, and it took her a while to come out with this book. Gracling was a great book. We follow a girl who has the power to kill, and everyone has different abilities within her world, and hers is what makes her so special. Here we follow a character from Gracling, so I'm very excited to learn more about her and see what's happened since the last book, and yeah, I'm very excited to read it. The next book I'm going to show you I have already read, and I absolutely loved so much. I'd say it's my favorite vampire book that I've ever read in my life. So the one I'm talking about is The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa, and as you guys know or may not know, she wrote the Iron Face series, so it was very cool to read this one because this one's a lot more dark and gruesome because of the whole vampire plot. While the Iron Fae is very light and kind of magical because of the setting in the fantasy world, so I found it so enjoyable to see this side of Julie Kagawa's writing and to see her kind of morph into a writer that can really convey the depths and the darkness of the world that she created. So essentially in Julie Kagawa's world there is the Vampire City, which is the central city, and outside the Vampire City there is something called the Fringe. The Fringe is where the unregistered people live, people who choose to exclude themselves from the routine that is put on people in the Vampire City. So these people have to survive on their own, scavenge for food, and essentially escape the rabbits. The rabbits are essentially humans who got this disease that led them to become the way they are. They're disgusting, they're gross, and they will do anything they can to eat whatever is in their way. This is something that Allison has to live through, and she has to escape them and help her friends get food and find a way to survive in every moment of the day. So because this world is ruled by vampires, the humans are essentially the vampires' human cattle. When you are a registered human of the vampire city, you have to give blood every once in a while, and because the unregistered are against that, they are very against the vampires. But one thing leads to another, and she has to make a choice, and the choice involves becoming something she's always hated, and that is a vampire. It's a roller coaster from page 1 to 500, and I definitely recommend this by far. Like, it's amazing. I recommend it to everyone who's watching right now. It's absolutely amazing. I could not put it down from the moment I started. Did such an amazing job of grabbing a hold of you and never letting go. Alright guys, so the next book I'm going to show you is The Last Echo by Kimberly Derting, and this is the third book in the Body Finder series. So this is definitely the creepiest series I have ever read. Our main character is able to sense dead bodies when they are around her. She feels their echo. Within each book there's like a different murder mystery, and we follow the main character in her attempts to kind of solve a murder mystery yet not get tangled up in it enough so that she becomes the victim and the next target. This is a very, very cool series full of action and suspense and mystery and kind of some creepy elements as well that keep you on the edge of your seat. Kind of scary, but it's very, very good. Alright, so the next book I'm going to show you is one that I was very, very excited for but was kind of let down, I think. Anyway, so the book I'm talking about is Purity by Jackson Pearce, and this is another book by the awesome author known as Jackson Pearce, who wrote Sweetly and Sisters Red. I felt it was good, I did like the plot, and I thought the characters were great, but it's only about 215 pages of that, 220, and I felt like in that amount of pages you cannot do what a book with 400 pages can, and because of that I was kind of let down with the character development and the plot pace and that sort of thing. And when it came to the ending, I'm like, oh, that's it? Like, I just felt like I was getting started. So this book follows a girl named Shelby who promised 3 things to her mother before she passed away. The first one is to always listen to her father, to love as much as possible, and to live without restraint. Shelby finds it very difficult to live up to these promises when her father becomes involved in the purity ball, and the things and the vows that go along with the purity ball essentially kind of conflict with her promises, and she has to find a way to live up to the promises and keep them, but also please her father and help with the ball and participate in it. She kind of discovers what these promises mean, how she can live up to them, and essentially what her mother meant. It's a really fun and entertaining story with a really cool meaning as well. So yeah, I definitely look forward to reading more of Jackson Pearce's book because she's an amazing author and I absolutely love her writing. Alright guys, so the next book I'm going to show you is one that I'm very excited to read because it's kind of like dystopian-esque, and it is called The Hunt by Andrew Fukuda. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I saw this in the bookstore. I was very intrigued by the cover because if you guys can tell, it's kind of like it's ripped, and then you can see the background, which is a girl and a boy standing on a cliff, and it's this cool like sunset kind of background, and there's these monsters down here which I believe are vampires, I'm not too sure. So it says Gene is different from everyone else around him. He can't run with lightning speed, sunlight doesn't hurt him, and he doesn't have an unquenchable lust for blood. Gene is a human and he knows the rules. Keep the truth a secret. It's the only way to stay alive in a world of night, a world where humans are considered a delicacy and hunted for their blood. When he's chosen for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hunt the last remaining humans, Gene's carefully constructed life begins to crumble around him. He's thrust into a path of a girl who makes him feel things he never thought possible, and into a ruthless pack of hunters whose suspicions about his true nature are growing. Now that Gene has finally found something worth fighting for, his need to survive is stronger than ever. But is it worth the cost of his humanity? I've never seen this before where it sounds dystopian but also it's involved with vampires, because it does sound very futuristic, so I'm very excited to read this and let you guys know how it is. Alright guys, so the next book I'm going to show you is kind of like an impulse buy. I love the cover, I love the sound of the plot, and altogether I just knew I had to have it in my bookshelf. And the book I'm talking about is The Peculiars by Maureen, Doyle, McQuerry? I hope I said that right. And it's a very, very cool cover. It has this awesome shine to it, and it's a girl with kind of wings wings sprouting from her back, and it looks kind of painful and kind of dark and edgy. Apparently this is a steampunk-esque book, so it's interesting to see how this will turn out. Essentially, this is about a girl named Lena who decides to leave her mother and her grandmother on her 18th birthday to search for her father, who disappeared into the northern wilderness known as Scree when she was a child. Scree is an untamed part of the country that is said to have people known as peculiars who have unusual characteristics that make them unacceptable to modern society. The local authorities and even the family doctor all believe that Lena's father have these flaws that make him someone who would be accepted in the Scree. So essentially his identity is leading her to question her own and kind of wonder if she is like him or if she is somebody completely different. It sounds very, very cool, and I'm excited to read this. And if you've read it, definitely let me know if you liked it, because I didn't hear too many good things about it, but I'm excited just to see what I think, because I don't want to let bad reviews get to me, but hopefully it is very, very good because I have high hopes for it. Alright guys, so the last book I'm going to show you in this haul is The City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare, and this is the book number 5 in the Mortal Instruments series. I absolutely love this series, but I'm very disappointed in myself to say that I have not read the last book, which was City of Fallen Angels, and I can't believe I haven't. I don't know why. I did start reading it and I found that I couldn't get myself into it, and I think it's because I read the first 3 books such a long time ago that I've forgotten how much I love the series. So I just need to get back into it, maybe reread the first 3 books and get back into the Mortal Instruments, because I've been kind of away from it for such a long time, because I did read these a long time ago. The first one is called City of Bones, and it's an amazing series. I highly recommend it. It's amazing. Cassandra Clare is one of my favorite authors of all time. She is amazing and fantastic and all those kind of things. Alright guys, so that was my book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had an awesome time filming this, and I hope you had an awesome time watching it. I have a lot of awesome ideas for this summer, and hopefully I have a lot of reviews put out. So yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy those and stay tuned, and thank you for everything that you guys do, for tweeting me, subscribing, leaving me questions and all that sort of thing. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.